The following segment is sponsored by American Veteran Air Conditioning.
Welcome back. Starting as a one-man business in 2012, American Veteran Air Conditioning has become a household name, providing service across the upstate. Shawn McGraw from American Veteran is with us today. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
You joined the service in 1998, served for almost a decade, and you went through several deployments. We appreciate your service, and thank you for that. Would you tell us a little bit about those deployments?
Sure. I was in the Air Force. I was attached to, for a large part of my career, to a civil engineering squadron. It's a lot to get out. But mainly during deployment processes and things of that nature, we were responsible for maintaining, setting up, or breaking down bare base operations. So we spent a lot of time behind the wire. I wasn't Joe Commando going out there breaking down doors or anything like that. I won't steal that valor from anybody. But during that time, we would get messed with temporarily from time to time. The main thing I noticed that in my experience with it, and any of my team members' experience in their time in service will vary, but was everyone that I come in contact with was mission focused. So it didn't matter if we were in Kyrgyzstan at minus 20 degrees or at the surface of the sun in Mosul or Tikrit or something along those lines. It was the mission first, get it done, suck up your feelings. We know this isn't really a good environment to work in, but we got a job to do. We weren't really messed with that much for the most part. You know, they might toss some shells over the wire from time to time. Generally, we had defenses there to counteract that. They might get lucky from time to time. We would forward deploy to smaller FOBs in the local area. During those times of transits, we would get messed with, and if we do, then we just deal with the threat. We get to where we're going and get our job done and get back. So I actually found it comical going in with other employers and stuff like that. I had a joke when I first got out of the service, and they would send me to bad places or something like that, and I just tell them, well, no one's going to shoot at me on the way, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can handle anything. And you know, you were mission focused then, and you're mission focused now. It all kind of led you to what you do today.
Right.
And the kind of people you work with today.
Absolutely. And one of the main things that I find just during that time of conflict is that you get to see the purity of humanity, whether that be the worst of it or the best of it. Generally, the people that you have around you are the best of that you could ever have the honor of being with, and you get to see what you're really capable of.
Well,
and go ahead.
I was just going to say, I appreciate you telling us, because I think sometimes you want to glaze over it and get right into it, but people want to know, and you're American Veteran, so we appreciate your service and your willingness to tell us a little bit about it too.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we're going to talk about airflow today. You told us you've had customers tell you that since they don't use the whole house, they end up closing off the vents to the rooms that they don't use. Is that an okay thing to do?
Please don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. And it would make sense if you don't know the mechanics of an air system and how it's supposed to operate, but the basis of it is that system is designed to move a specific amount of air through the system. And if it's not able to do that, it's going to suffocate. And the system doesn't know that it's not able to do that, so it just continues operating and creates a lot of stress, and a lot of that over time just comes down to breakdowns on the system.
And you've had customers who talk to you about a certain room, and they say this one room is always too hot or it's too cold. Is that an airflow problem?
Absolutely is. Generally, for most systems we come across, we'll have people tell us that, you know, we need a larger system, and it's not usually the case. We'll get in there and start figuring out what's going on, and a lot of times about 30% of the air that we're paying to condition, that's the purpose of that system, is being lost. It's being spilled out through small leaks throughout the duct system, going in the crawl space or the attic, and not getting into your home, and that's the real problem.
Well, most of us probably aren't going to understand the inner workings of the systems the way you do, but you have a demonstration that illustrates that, right?
I do. Are you up for it?
I don't know. Tell me what I need to do.
Well, first off, and I'll let you take the cover off. This is clean, I promise you.
Okay.
Take a deep breath.
Okay.
And just blow through it. Pretty easy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's the way the duct system was designed to work.
There's the right amount of air, the right amount of flow.
Not a problem at all. So this, I mean, these are real expensive demonstrations. Don't lose them.
Yeah, you really devised something great. Okay, this is going to be a little more difficult, but...
A little more difficult?
Still workable, but yeah, there's more.
Can you do up and do like 10, 15 jumping jacks while you do that?
Yeah, you know that I could.
Yeah.
But if I'm winded, then you're saying that there's a little bit less air.
Right.
That's
So if
able
I
to
went
flow
up
through.
and ran around the block trying to breathe through that,
Yeah.
I would probably have a heart attack. And that's the same thing our system is doing. It doesn't know that it can't breathe. It's still trying to operate, and it's just creating unneeded stress on the system. And that's what causes a lot of failures.
Okay, so you tell those people that have closed off that section of the room that they don't use, open it up again, let the system breathe, let it function the way it's supposed to function. Do they think they need a bigger system sometimes?
Sometimes they do. And sometimes that might be the case, but usually it's not. Almost always it comes down to airflow.
Okay. Anything else that people don't realize about airflow?
Well, yeah, in general, I mean, just as if someone's savvy and comfortable going into their house or in their attic or something like that, a lot of times we'll come out to a place that this room's not hot or not cold or whatever else, and it's just a duct that's fallen off. And so you could solve a lot of problems with, $10 roll of duct tape.
Okay, and you can solve a lot of problems too. When you go out to somebody's house, you're going to be able to see what these issues are, take action, and be mission focused.
Absolutely.
All right, finally, let's talk about your team at American Veteran. You said something interesting last week. You said you're not necessarily looking for somebody that has a whole bunch of experience with AC. You're looking for the values, the initiative, the work ethic. Talk about your recruitment process and how you've built the team that you have.
I don't know how I built it. God's blessings on us, yes, absolutely. But what we seek out, obviously we seek out veterans first. If you're a veteran and you want to talk to us, I can guarantee you we're going to sit down and talk to you. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be the right fit for us, but we want to talk to you. The reason being is I know the experiences I've had in my time of service, and I know the mission focus, I know the integrity, the initiative, the attention to detail, and a thicker skin. I mean, I tend to have a little bit of a different sense of humor than some folks might, so that varies as well. But it's just about building that culture in, and and a lot of times through that time in service, these guys have a lot of skills that haven't been forgotten about, and they just need a mission to refocus it on, or we need a mission to refocus it on, and nothing changed but the mission. So now we have a new mission. I want to make you comfortable, right?
Yeah.
So there it is.
And that's the thing. I mean, you go out of your way. When you go into people's homes, you're bringing them professionals. You're bringing them people that make them feel comfortable throughout the whole process.
Absolutely.
All right, wonderful. Well, to get in contact with American Veteran, you want to call the number on your screen, 435-0822, or you visit AmericanVeteranAC.com. Maybe you're looking for a job. Maybe you need some work done around your house. Get a hold of Shawn for us. Shawn, thanks so much for being here, and thanks for telling us about your service. And
Thank you.
For your service. All right, we'll send it back to you in the studio.